Usually, before I go shaking my tits for the press, I like to go see how the professionals do it. Some might say the chief of police has no business in an institution like this, but in fact it's the quietest and safest place in town. You won't run into any reporters, nobody gets into any fights, nobody drinks too much, nobody even raises their voice. The place is owned by an elderly gentleman who knows how to keep things under control. That's why I never invite my friends here. I wanted to make an exception for my 60th birthday, but most of my colleagues are young enough to be my sons, and they'd rather just hire prostitutes. Why stare at some boobs when you can take the whole package for yourself? But there's none of that in our club. Even looking too long is considered indecent. You can get an occasional glimpse, like by accident. The rest of the time you just pretend that you're immersed in conversation, or just come by for a drink. Doesn't mean these gentlemen wouldn't want their bald heads smothered in tits. It's just that nobody says it out loud. My younger colleagues might call it hypocrisy, but I call it the good old-fashioned manners. Good manners and leave the rest unsaid. She agrees to unbutton her blouse, and we agree not to pay too much attention. The girls are on a quiet prowl, too. They're looking for a way out of their cramped rooms. Maybe make friends with some wealthy patron with a pacemaker and dentures. Everybody wants something. But we have to control ourselves, or we'll all turn into libertines and prostitutes. Hell, if there weren't any rules, I'd be belching and farting, jumping up on the table, arms held high, yelling, "Shake it, baby!" No idea how I got so barbaric.
Hey guys, Reverend Verse here. Obviously this is The Police. I'm going to be playing, and it's definitely been causing some controversy from what I've been seeing online, so I decided, why not? Let's give it a go, see what this is all about. Now, I don't have one opinion one way or the other about the content here. Actually, I don't really know a whole lot about it, so let's just say that the controversy is what sold me to try it out, and it was on sale, so I was like, why not? Sometimes I think controversy is good. It opens up dialogue about certain things, so let's get into this. Okay, let's look at the options. I don't think there's going to be too much here. Sure, anti-aliasing. Let's see. Okay, no round robin there. Okay. All right. Interesting intro, so I'm actually already a little interested in this. Alright, others. Alright, so not a whole lot here. I'm not going to be using my gamepad, but I'll leave that on. Alright, back, and so apparently this is almost like a police management sim. I guess kind of like a prison architect maybe, in a way, but not more narrative driven as opposed to like Dwarf Fortress-ish. So, which I might do Prison Architect one day as a Let's Play, because that game seems pretty fun. I've had it for a while, haven't really dived into it too much. But anyways, so I'm digressing. Let's, new game. Alright. Alright, so we got some news here. City Hall confirms rumors of Jack Boyd's resignation. I'm assuming that's me. Freeburg's #1 paper. Mark War 2 to be shown in Freeburg the day before worldwide premiere by the mayor's personal request. Mayor Rogers, sex maniac. Okay, I can't click on this, so I guess it just kind of gives me an idea what's going on in town. I'm guessing. All right, let's go to work. Really liking the art style. It's kind of interesting. Makes me think of Killer 7.
My father sometimes told me at bedtime that if I closed my eyes and didn't open them for a long time, all the demons would blow away. Yesterday I turned 60, but I still take his advice. Not because I'm sentimental or want to keep the memory of my father alive. I just can't think of a better solution. To get away from all the demons that haunt Freeburg, I'd need to wear a blindfold 24/7. Plus, it's a good idea to act blind when talking to reporters. At least that's what my colleagues say. They're afraid of press conferences. But for me, it's more like a confessional. No matter what lies you tell, you're privately thinking the honest answers. It helps me remember who I am. The fact that I'll be reading all about it in the papers tomorrow is a small price to pay. Call it penance for the preacher. This is the first time I'm afraid of those answers my mind has given me. Not because I'm mad I'm losing my job. Though it's true, I'm mad as hell. Not because I subconsciously blame everyone else. Though I damn sure do blame them. And don't even ask me what my next move is. I can't imagine. But even that doesn't scare me. The worst thing is, I know I'm gonna have to do something. And I'll be damned if I know how far I'll go. I may have a lot of vices, but predictability isn't one of them. I learned a long time ago how to drive away the swarming demons. But what do you do when they're trying to rip your soul from your skin? Shutting my eyes tight as I can. The best solution remains the same. Play blind. I just hope the reporters think I was blinded by the camera flash.
Alright, so I'm going to try to keep quiet during cutscenes here so you can enjoy it and not worry about me blabbering through it. So, alright, good morning. Yesterday, the mayor's office officially announced your resignation. Did this come as a surprise, or did you know about it in advance? I really like the responses I can give here. Let's be diplomatic about it. Mayor Rogers told me that he wants a fresh face running Freeburg PD, so no, it didn't come as a surprise. Do you already know of the name of your successor? No. Of course not. I don't think the mayor's office knows who it is either. It's probably a bad answer, but... After the recent corruption scandal, your deputy, Francis Kendrick, said he was looking forward to resigning. If the mayor offered him your position, would that change his mind? Let's see. Perhaps, no way, I'd be happy. Who cares? Man, you can really play pretty flippant here. Alright. I'd be happy. It's hard to say, but I can't think of a more deserving candidate than Captain Kendrick. Although Kendrick was acquitted, many still believe the police are cooperating with the Mafia. Do you have anything to say about this? No comment. Usually I prefer to answer all your questions, but in this situation I've got to say no comment. Do you think your personal relationship with the mayor could be the reason behind your retirement? Definitely not. That's just not possible. Mayor Rogers is a true professional. He makes his decisions carefully. There's no place in our jobs for hard feelings. Thank you. Simple enough.
How's the back today, Mr. Boyd?
Same as usual.
How did the press conference go?
You can read about it in the newspapers tomorrow. Don't let anyone in.
Even Mr. Kendrick?
Especially Mr. Kendrick.
Maybe I don't like Mr. Kendrick.
As soon as I heard the door creak, I knew what face I'd see. When I tell Emma not to let anyone in, there's only one man it could be. Rude, arrogant, no warning. That's Mayor Rogers in a nutshell. White summer shoes, white socks, white shorts, white polo shirt, and the white smile of a hungry shark. Mayor Rogers enters every room like he owns the place. Even the floorboards under his feet sound like they're creaking an apology. He never shied away from the odd corruption scheme. It's like the devil walks behind him. In the movies, the villains controlling the city play golf with the judges. Rogers plays tennis with them instead. That's about the only difference.
Jack, I was hoping to catch you after the press conference. You ran away so quick.
There's no smoking at City Hall. No reason for me to hang around.
Well, this morning I signed a ban on smoking in all public buildings. Soon you won't be able to smoke here either.
Soon enough I won't be here at all.
That's what I wanted to talk to you about. The people of this city like you, Jack. The police chief of all people. Don't betray that, Jack. Don't get wrapped up in any schemes. Sit nice and quiet for the next 180 days, and you'll be remembered as a hero. That's the only thing that you still have left. Be the hero.
Then how am I supposed to scrape together a retirement fund?
You had a million chances to secure a luxury pension, one that even I would have envied, although I've never set aside any money for myself. I'm not planning to retire anytime soon. "180 days of quiet, Jack. That's all I need. I don't have any problems with you, and you won't have any problems with me. I have a new assistant, Troy Starr. If you have something to tell me, call him. But try not to bother him. He's a busy man."
I'll do my best.
"And quit smoking up the office. One of my friends will be using it soon."
I'm sorry, babe. Only the mayor has this number. Mr. Mayor?
Yeah, is this Troy Starr?
Yes?
Go fuck yourself, Troy Starr.
It's tempting to give the mayor some problems. That will be... potentially could be fun. Alright, Francis Kendrick could replace Jack Boyd. People await a fresh look from the next police chief. Jack Boyd on his resignation. Ask the mayor. It's very tempting to make life hard for the mayor, so we'll see what happens.
Cops don't use the police station cafeteria anymore. There's some kind of stigma against sitting shoulder to shoulder with your partners. Everybody just takes snacks from the machines or grabs a meal and hammers it down in the corner like a vulture on a corpse. The main thing? Don't look into anyone's eyes. Could be construed as an invitation to sit together. The only people eating here are ghosts. My deputy, Francis Kendrick. He recently became one of those ghosts. The subject of one of the most devastating corruption scandals in the history of Freeburg. No evidence to support the accusations, but everyone knows Kendrick's days are numbered. I need that file I asked for. Needs to be ready tonight. Francis didn't say anything, but I understood. Ghosts aren't supposed to talk. Besides, I got a feeling he was already finished.
Alright, tutorial. What would you like to receive tips about how the game works? Alright, since I have no idea how this game even plays, let's go through it. Freeburg PD organizes upcoming work assignments and shifts for today and tomorrow. Every shift, officers respond to crimes in progress, and detectives continue their investigations. You can freely move employees between shifts. Okay. All officers and detectives will possess, man, I can't read, several important characteristics. Alright, let's look here. Professionalism shows the overall efficiency level of your policemen. A figure around 150 is considered average. Any policeman who falls short of this mark is not entirely reliable, while those whose professionalism is considerably higher than average are a safe bet, even in a pinch. Individual's level of professionalism may rise and fall over the course of the career. I guess if you want somebody you can trust, that's to do the right thing. I guess you use that value right there. Let's see, energy shows how tired your policemen are. The less energy your people have, the less reliable their work. And a policeman who's exhausted might fall asleep at the wheel or make a critical error on his job. Your employees lose 1 point of energy after each working day and restore 1 point after each day of rest. Okay, so that's how you can overwork them or not. Your employees don't tell you everything. Some additional characters are hidden from view. For instance, some cops are lazy and will come up with any reason they can think of to take the day off, while others like to drink too much. You can only guess about these things, but you should be able to draw your own conclusions based on the behavior of your employees. Although I wonder if that means he's an alcoholic or something. Alright, so I guess these are my detectives and these are my officers. Okay, so let's just take a look here. She seems to be the most professional, and clicking on them do nothing, so that's my most professional. Oh man, this one's not doing too good, but they're all rested, so let's just start the day. Can I click that? Okay, let's just start the day. Oh wow. Okay, so it's a map of the city. Got SWAT. Alright, calls. Responding to calls is the bread and butter of police work. You'll need to send your officers to the crime scene before the timer expires. A mark on the map shows where the police came from. Farther away the destination from the police station, the longer it will take your officers to travel back and forth. So the longer your people will be tied up and available for upcoming work. So naturally you want the closer officer to work a case. Proceed. Hit and run. Everyday mall. Okay. So click on that. The easiest way to determine how difficult a task might be is to check how many units you are allowed to send on the call. The more units you can send, the more serious the alleged threat. Particularly risky missions give you the option of sending SWAT, but they must be accompanied by at least one officer. Okay. The number of slots is not only the only thing to consider. Any available information from the location of the crime scene to the presence of weapons and so on. All this you can tell how seriously each case should be taken. A mission might look simple at first glance until it turns into a brutal meat grinder. Or a serious call can come in which turns out to be a false alarm. So in this case, hit and run at Everyday Mall. Married couple exited a convenience store and saw a van in the parking lot, backed over a home. Who'd been digging through a trash can. The driver jumped out to help, but once he saw they hit a bum, he got back to the van and quickly drove away. Alright. So I gotta send some offers there. Now, how do I know which officers are close? Okay, so it's paused during this. Was this? Okay, that's just my settings. Alright. So I guess that's my available money. Day 2. Okay, so time is paused during this, I take it. So let's send in Austin and Asano, because it doesn't seem to be too big of an important thing. Well, bum got hit, but it's not like there's a big shooting going on. Proceed. Oh wow, so, you know, oh, political views, successful assignments, okay. Interesting. Okay, so we got this here, last picture show theater. Last picture show theater. Theater manager reports that during a showing, a citizen Kane drunk me attempted to force his way into the theater carrying a snowboard decorated the word Rosebud. When he was denied entry, violently attacked the cashier and currently fighting with the theater security guard. Alright, so let's send in a good officer with a bad officer. Can I move this map around? No, I cannot. Messages. I don't have any messages. Okay. Report on the hit and run. If everything goes well, the police capture the criminal, nobody dies, but the truth is sometimes criminals manage to escape. Just try to avoid any dead cops or civilians. Dead cops will hurt your roster, and death citizens will bother the mayor more than living ones. Well, poor mayor. Okay, cool. So that increases their professionalism, so that's good. Can't really do much on them. Alright, close. I should be getting a new report here. Alright. Vendor caught, officers unharmed. Awesome. Close. Suburb armed robbery. Okay, so these guys cannot be selected because they're returning back. Okay, so 3 teenagers armed with a shotgun robbed a videotape store and made off with their whole collection of adult movies. Oh, man. The criminals fled in a car where the store manager wrote down the car's license plate. The owner is Jen Brown, who lives in the suburbs. I have a feeling this could probably go bad, so I'm going to put in a good cop and a somewhat okay cop. Just curious to see what happens. Oh, another fight. Alright, brother and sister clash with each other over their deceased father's will. Criminal lawyers, we don't dare separate them. Our security guard is off duty tonight. Okay, so let's do that. Proceed. Man, police are slow. Ghetto, okay. Oh. Because this could be bad. We'll get our really bad cop with 2 decent cops. Okay, when your cops aren't sure how to proceed, they may contact you and ask you to handle the situation. Try to deal with whatever comes up, but don't waste all your time on stuff. You have plenty of other problems on your plate. Okay. So, the vehicle in question is parked right outside the Brown residence. The sound of moaning and loud laughter can be heard through the living room window. Knock on the door, open up, please. Okay, cool. Some officers are coming back. So what happened to the fight there? Andrew's caught. Okay, so far so good. The day's been productive. Cleaning up the streets of Freiburg. But all my cops are onto something here. Okay. Don't have any free cops right now. I'm sure this might get crazy later. Alright, salt. Cool. No one got hurt. Beautiful. Close. I have a feeling there's going to be some crimes you're just going to have to... Minor crimes, you might have to not... Just skip. Okay, so I can end the day. Let's go ahead and do that. I don't know what happens if I don't. If you think you need a couple extra hands tomorrow, you can order any cop to come in and work overtime, but if they're working flat out, they'll be much more exhausted. Somebody's bound to make a mistake. Okay. So there's Shift A and Shift B. Okay, so these guys are all at home, I'm assuming. Because, oh wow, we got a really good cop here. Shift B. Shift A. Okay, so we'll just end the day, so I'm assuming Shift A is next.
Used to be, when I asked Kendrick to stay late at the office, he liked to grumble and crack wise. Nowadays, he doesn't have the strength for it. Slumped shoulders, blank stare, wrinkled skin. The past few weeks, I don't hardly recognize my old friend. In his younger years, he reminded me of a gallant royal officer in an old Kipling story. Kendrick isn't just crumbling under the weight of the public pressure, but from the shame of it all. Internal Affairs raided the library he inherited from his grandfather, hoping they'd find buckets of cash stashed in the pages. Heard about the look on his face, the fearless policeman standing helpless in horror. I've known Francis for 30 years. The past 20 years he's played loose with the law. And I know that at a certain point every stolen dollar brings more misery than anything else. Probably sounds crazy, but I sympathize with the guy. What can I do? Your friends are your friends, and these are the waters we swim in.
Called all of the people on that list today. Now they know you're in business, so you could get a call from any of them. You don't need to worry about any of them. I've cleared them all.
And what kind of business are we talking here?
It's nothing too serious, just like you asked. Should be just a few small favors. Payments will vary depending on the situation and who you're dealing with. How much are you looking to earn?
$500,000.
$500,000? Why not a whole million?
Because everybody wants to take $1 million. Figured I'd try something different.
$500,000 in 180 days? Well, you could earn it all above board if you netted all the big fish and hit all your bonuses.
Never knew you for a fisherman.
Well, you never got into my business, and I'm not trying to get into yours. But be careful about bringing in any other cops. Sooner or later, they'll put the finger on you. And one more thing, Jack. I remember what you said, but I should probably add one more name to that list. Christopher Sand.
Sand. Christopher G. Sand. Everyone knows the name, but few could tell you who he is. The old man stays away from the spotlight. Always wears old-fashioned jeans and knitted sweaters. Gives to charity. Rarely attends social events. An avid hunter, I hear. Even dabbles in poetry. You'd never guess he's the head of the oldest and most powerful gang in the city. Goes back as far as his great-grandfather. And Sand is strict about following the old rules. He rarely involves himself in commonplace murders and robberies. Hardly needs to intimidate anyone to get his point across. The people who work for him each have their sphere. They provide protection where needed, even work with the authorities when they want to make a deal. Meanwhile, Sand pulls the strings without getting his hands dirty. People sometimes mistake his quiet approach. A couple years ago, an arms dealer decided to expand its business without asking permission, and his whole family paid the price. In 4 weeks, Sand killed 31 people. Old men, women, even a few teenagers. And Sand's people made sure every paper reported it. Frank, I don't want to hear you say that name again.
Jack, please, listen to me. I'm in with these guys.
We agreed, Frank. That's not the kind of business I'm into. I don't go there. Never have, never will.
Well, I guess I may have that option at some point. So, do I try to make myself rich before retirement, or live in poverty but do the right thing? Construction and Cinema Museum postponed again. Legendary singer Gennaro Crespo comes to Freeburg. Francis Kendrick announces retirement date. Oh, that's interesting. Alright, ask for a day off. When a police officer is too tired to be effective, he'll ask for the day off. Sometimes officers request days off even when they're at full strength. Some of the reasons you'll hear are far-fetched, while some are very serious. Don't overindulge your subordinates, but don't antagonize them either. Remember, everybody's got secrets, and you got to make sure these guys have your back. So it's basically like being a manager. Alright, so Moser. Today some of my relatives have come to visit. They're from another country, and we've never met before. Can I have the day off? Yeah, sure, why not? I'm a nice guy. In addition to their performance ratings, police officers also possess rank. Employees begin at the lowest rank and can be elevated in rank with 1, 2, or 3 stripes. Once a week, you can pass out stripes and improve the rank of any employee. If you think that no one is worthy of the honor some week, you can postpone the ceremony until later. Insignias won't go out until your people are ready. Okay. Employees rank not only increase professionalism, but also learn to command. Whenever a ranking officer is on the scene, his or her colleague is more likely to perform better than usual. Sometimes when cops gets rank, they start thinking more seriously about their service. This means less drinking and more time spent on the job. Some of them might even turn out to be dependable. Okay. So I don't know any of these people yet, so I'm going to hold off. But you know what? This guy here, he's already pretty good, so let's do this. We'll give it to people I know who are good, or at least they got decent ratings, so they can't be all that bad. All right, let's start the day. Freiburg is one of the cities where you listen to what... Freiburg isn't one of those cities where you listen to what they say or nothing at all. You can always select any song from your collection and play anytime, just like in real life. Well, the life of your grandfather. Okay, that's interesting. Oh, okay, let's see what we got here. It looks like some jazz piano. Okay, yeah. Let's do it. Yeah. Kind of goes with the noir aesthetic. Alright, let's learn how to hire and fire cops. Proceed. Click on affairs. Police station. Labor market. You have a certain number of paid job openings in which you can hire an available applicant. Job slots are separated between officers and detectives. Alright, so I can hire for shift Tony Baloney. Hire for shift A, hire for shift B. Let's give him shift A. And personnel, want to free up slight time to fire somebody. Alright, so Roy here kind of sucks, so I'm gonna fire Roy. If you have legal grounds for termination, and will ask you questions, but I need to fire them anyway. Legality be damned. But it could land you in additional proceedings, and your staff, other staff will become more worried about keeping their jobs, and they're about actually doing their jobs. Another way to free up a slot is to have a police officer killed, but that's not really a valid option, right? I like how they kind of leave it open. He's too old. Alright, so close. Alright, and so shift A. I want to hire somebody for shift A. Let's get a low, let's see. We did get Tony Baloney, but alright, let's hire her. Professionalism is pretty good. So this was shift, shift A. Okay, so hire for shift A. Alright. Close. What is the backlog here? No messages yet. Okay, so we do need a detective, so let's get this guy here. I'm guessing he's for shift. Gosh, I can't remember which. I guess he's for shift A. All right. All right, so close. Okay, yeah, I guess he was shift A. All right, close, close. St. John's vandalism. All right, so probably don't need a whole lot for this, so we'll get Birch and father and son. Okay. The abbot discovered that someone entered the old cemetery during the night. The old yard's tombstones are painted with satanic symbols, and some have been broken into pieces. There are even more marks from a shovel, but the abbot would say no more. Okay, so let's get the Birch family out there. Although Birch Sr. doesn't seem to be too happy. Alright, Attica, more vandalism. Alright. Scratching offensive slogans on his car. Alright, well, we'll just... well, you know, there's 3 of them here, so I guess this might be pretty bad. So we'll get a good officer, and we'll get some crappy ones there. Okay, proceed. I'm going to assume they could be bad, because there's 3 officers, so I guess we'll learn as the game goes. Alright, vandalism, sweet. Alright, awesome! So the Birch family is becoming more professional. Suspicious individual. Alright, 2, so... waitress named Mila reports that she just served a chicken Eddie and a Diet Coke to a dangerous criminal who's seen on television just this morning. The culprit sitting at the window eating a burger. Alright. I'm assuming I don't have to send just 2 officers. Guess I can make that choice. Alright. Good job, Roy, but you're going to be gone tomorrow anyways, so... It's a false alarm, so it was a waste to send those cops out there. Okay, calls. What is this? Mr. Boyd, my bouncer stuffed himself with a Mexican food again. Now he can't get off the can. Meantime, the line outside the club is stretching around the block. We need someone outside who could tell the cool guys from the punks. All right, so let's I don't know what this is going to do and why it's a red outline here. So let's get Grant out there and see what happens. I don't know if that needs to be like on the low, like lower professionalism is good for that kind of thing, or you don't want to send a cop with high professionalism out there. I guess we'll see what the response is to that. Drug sales, okay. An mouse call just came in. Clown carrying balloons at the skating rink is selling crack to teenagers. Oh, well, that's interesting. Let's get our professional cop out there, because, we'll get this guy there. Because that's a job for a good cop. to stop a clown from selling crack. Alright, suicide threat. Naked man carrying a canister of gasoline is threatened to set himself on fire unless his favorite chewing gum becomes popular again. Alright, you know what? Let's get the Birch family out there. Yeah, let's let them see some interesting action today. Alright, let's see. Sorry, Chief, but I quit. And one night I pulled in more cash than I earned a month working as this dump. Mr. Sorkin said he wouldn't mind taking me on. I guess I just wasn't cut out to be a cop. Oh, that's not good. Okay. I guess maybe I need to send someone who's really professional out there. Alright. Oh, wow, okay. Sure. Glad I could help. Man, that stinks. Lost a cop. I gotta hire a new one. Alright. Let's see. Drug sales. Police arrive at clown scene, make him balloon. Okay, take the clown onto the ice and round up any witnesses. Let's see. I don't know. Onto the ice. Cover up in a raincoat and pretend to be an illicit customer. Carefully watch the clown from the stands. Let's do that. Okay, so we got him. Sweet. Oh, Fender escaped. Officers unharmed. Come on, Birch family. Father and son, you're supposed to have synergy. Alright, end the day. Alright, so I fired Roy because he's terrible, but I lost a somewhat decent officer, so... Alright, so I'm going to have to hire a new officer. Alright, Robespierre to reveal his identity when the time's right. I don't know what Robespierre is. Feminist organization denied official registration. Oh, I bet they all got really triggered. Enemies using feminists to destroy Freiburg. Okay, well that's interesting. I guess this is a good time to leave it off at this point. This is an interesting game. We'll see where it goes. See how much into the rabbit hole it goes. But if you guys like this video, go ahead and subscribe, like the video. I'll leave my Twitter and my Twitch information in the description below. Hope to see you guys again soon. Thanks.